Oh, you're an archaeologist? There are some ruins just behind you. Roman, I think. I need you to go in there. Come out. I've been freaking out, wondering if he's trapped or injured or worse. I would have gone in after him, but he made me promise. So I'm just kind of stuck here, waiting. What I mean is, I was hoping you wouldn't mind going in there to find him. If you can do that, I can get both of you back to civilization in my boat. Please? Oh, of course. Sorry, I don't mean to be pushy. What do you want to know? You really don't remember? We're in Italy. This river is the Tiber. Great. So you're ready to go look for Al? Thank you. The entrance is just past those columns behind you. Please, hurry. Oh, and he left this here. But I think you'll need it more than I will.
If you're reading this, it means I've discovered the entrance to an ancient Roman city hidden deep underground. Its existence is long forgotten, all knowledge of it lost, except its existence is long forgotten. All knowledge of it lost, except in the Latin inscription here. It reads, "You who wish to enter the city, step forth and be judged. The virtuous shall be rewarded with eternal life in paradise. The wicked shall find themselves showered in gold, but in vain, for this shall be their final resting place." Could an underground city have remained a secret for all this time? Could people have survived down there, against the odds? It seems there's only one way to find out. If I'm not back in an hour, I'm somewhere on the other side. Consider this an invitation, or a warning. Al Worth. Whoever reads this, I'm sorry you had to find me like this. And worse, she'll suffer the same fate I did. I've spent a lifetime in this place, going around and around in circles, searching for a way out. The inscription was right. There is no way back. And here there are only two options. Death, or that godforsaken doorway into the past. I made the mistake of stepping through it. I wanted to set things right. And I tried. I really tried. Whatever I did, it took me right back to the beginning. Don't make the same mistake. Better to end it all now. And find out what awaits you beyond that portal.
Salve, friend. I'm Galerius. Mind telling me who you are and what you were doing in the Shrine of Proserpina? No idea what you're talking about. Oh, wait. Are you a bit, not right in the head? That's all right, friend. Everyone's welcome here. We sort of lose track of the date down here, but it feels like the beginning of spring to me, so I'd say early March? It's 817 AUC. Sorry, you look confused. 817 years since the founding of Rome. Which part of the Empire are you from, exactly? CE? No idea what you're talking about. But listen, most folks seem a bit confused when they get here, but you seem very lost, and in more ways than one. So let me make this nice and simple for you. Live by our law here, and we'll all get along just fine. Not laws, law. There's just one, the golden rule. And the punishment for breaking it's kind of horrific. But our magistrate insists we take all newcomers to see him, so I guess I'll let him fill you in. So then, you coming? Follow me! When I first arrived, I couldn't believe there were people living down here. But, as you can see, we've got a nice little community now. Only 23 of us at the moment, if you count the 3 who are missing. No idea how, since nobody knows a way out, but it's just big and dark enough to get lost in, if you're not careful.
Aren't you going to introduce me to your handsome new friend, Galerius?
Keep it in your loincloth, Aurelia. I'm taking him to see the magistrate.
That pompous old bore won't be magistrate for much longer. Anyone who helps vote him out today drinks at my bar for free tonight.
Politics. I'd stay clear of it and her if I were you. She's... it's not my place to say. Down on your right is our farm, where I grow all the food you'll ever want. As long as all you want is leek, cabbage, and wheat. Huh. That one usually gets a chuckle.
The bloodless shadows wander without flesh or bone.
Ah, don't mind Livia. She means well. She's just been in a bad place since... Well, you know, I don't know what happened to her. Up here on your right is the chasm. If you've got a weapon, it belongs way down at the bottom. Up on your left is the forum, where you can visit the market or get yourself patched up in Lucretia's clinic in the Shrine of Apollo. Most of us have almost nothing, just what we had on us when we arrived, and what we've been able to make and scrounge up since. And this central plateau is where the magistrate and the other patricians live, so don't expect a warm welcome.
Hilarious. You're meant to be working the farm, not trudging dirt into the villas.
Take it easy, Horatius. I was just taking our new friend here to see the magistrate.
Well, he's asked me to escort the newcomer personally. The farm. Go. Now.
You'd better go with him. But just remember, they're not like you and me. Don't let them use you.
What was that? What did you just say?
I said it'll take some getting used to.
Yeah, I'm watching you, farm boy. Greetings, citizen. My name's Horatius. Magistrate Sentius asked me to escort you to him personally. Follow me, please. Follow me. The only thing you really need to understand right now is the golden rule. Let me see if I can explain it this way. When I was serving in the Legion, if there was a mutiny brewing in one cohort, the legate in charge wouldn't waste time finding the bad apples among hundreds. They just divided us into groups of 10, made us draw straws, and whoever drew the short straw had to be executed by the other 9. Didn't matter whether he'd done anything wrong. One of us in 10 would die for the crimes of the collective. We call it decimation. If that seems like rough justice to you, you're in for a rude shock. Because the golden rule is exactly 10 times worse. The magistrate can explain the rest. He's up these stairs.
We're finally alone. I assume you already know who I am. May I know your name? A curious name to match a curious accent. But I digress. I see you have the piercing and astute eyes of a man of great learning. We're always happy to welcome another scholar to our little community. Equitia will be delighted to meet you, I'm sure. Now, you're probably wondering why I summoned you, and I'll get to that. But first, take a look at this wondrous place, would you? A secret city built deep in the mountains, many hundreds of years ago. Indeed. More importantly, consider the miraculous community we've built here over the last 7 months. 22 complete strangers brought together by the fates, living and working together in our own little paradise. And in all that time, not a single sin has been committed. No fights, no theft, nothing. Have you ever witnessed something so extraordinary as a city without sin? Well, I'm not sure I believe that. But the reason for this miracle is as simple as it is terrifying. If even one person commits a sin here, every last one of us will die. You see, the builders of this place, whoever they were, left inscriptions warning, "The many shall suffer for the sins of the one." From what we can gather, breaking the law here will anger the gods and provoke a terrible punishment. Like the curses of Medusa and Midas combined, turning us all to gold. We've come to call it the Golden Rule. It's extraordinary that we've survived as long as we have, and each day I grow more and more afraid that our time in the sun is almost up. And now it seems that day is finally here. All that matters is that somebody in this city is about to break the Golden Rule. Why else would Proserpina send you now? Unless you and I can stop them, our doom is assured. I know that's a lot to take in, and you look like you have questions. Please, ask away. You see, in my search for a way to save my people, I learned of an ancient ritual to Proserpina, the goddess of the cycle of life and renewal. It's said to open a doorway in time, so that if the unthinkable happens, one person can pass through it and shrine. I knew that person was you. You don't belong in our time, do you? 2,000 years? That is unfathomable. Please, tell me, in your time, what did you see? What had become of us, of this city? I have imagined it, our downfall, 1,000 times, but it still breaks my heart to hear the truth of it. An intelligent question. There was a good deal of debate about that in our first weeks here. Does it refer to crimes, or to some other ill-defined wrong? Of course, everyone agrees on the basics. No theft, no assault, and certainly no murder. But beyond that, it was more difficult to reach a consensus. What about lying, insulting someone, blasphemy, trespass, trying to escape, bribery, infidelity, suicide? As magistrate, I had to exercise leadership, and so I made a decision. We must uphold the laws of the Empire to a standard never before seen. And we must honor the peace of the gods, the sacred accord between the gods and the people of Rome. It is only by offering the gods the proper respect that we may prosper, as Rome has for centuries. I'm glad you agree. The key things to remember are that we have laws forbidding treason and blasphemy, murder, assault, and rape, as well as theft and arson and so on. I have made my pronouncement on the subject. Unfortunately, there are still those here who resist, whispering blasphemous and treasonous lies in the shadows. I would be keeping a close eye on them if I were you. Ah, good. So, are you with me? Can I count on you to figure out who's about to break the Golden Rule? Wonderful. Now, I need you to investigate the city, talk to everyone, help them if it'll win their trust. I authorize you to enter private homes and inspect possessions and documents, unless, of course, you're asked to leave. Figure out who the culprit is, and as soon as you have a name, come back and tell me immediately. Oh, and one last thing. If I were you, I'd start my investigation by visiting Lucretia at the Shrine of Apollo in the Forum. I heard wailing from there not long ago. Seems like something's not right.
Whatever are you wearing? Oh, I wish Horatius would stop letting barbarians in here. What do you want? You know, some people say it's the creation of an all-seeing god who's watching everything we do. But what kind of an awful, incompetent god would let my sister go missing on his or her watch? Did you hear that? Curse you, you coward! Where is my sister? What do you have to say for yourself? No response. Nothing. That's what I thought. I'm telling you, this mysterious god of ours has to be asleep on the job. Either that, or, like people are saying, it really is just a children's fable my father is exploiting to frighten us into behaving. I suppose we will. I trust you can see yourself out.
Keep an eye out for Scintilla, would you?
Hey, Horatius. How's it feel knowing your man's doomed to lose the election today?
Isn't the great temple majestic?
Give me a moment. Sorry I'm such a mess. I just lost a patient and a dear friend. Yulia. She was a good woman. She was poisoned. She came in here frothing at the mouth. Normally I'd treat her with resin of silphium, a rare plant which is perfect for this sort of thing. And I knew Decius had some at his market stall, right around the corner. So I ran over there, but he just looks at me with this evil smile and says, "That'll be 1,000 denarii." There was no way I could afford that, and he knew it. Then that toad shrugs and says, "Supply and demand. I guess you don't value your friend's life that highly." Anywhere else, I'd just pay a thug to steal it from his stall. But there's no way I can do that down here with the golden rule. So all I could do is come back here and just watch her die. I kept on apologizing. And now I'll never know who poisoned her, or how they managed to do it without breaking the golden rule, or why she cursed that snake's cruel black eyes with her dying breath. Well, unless you have the power to bring someone back from the dead, there's really just one thing you can do. Get me that silphium resin. I'm going to have another patient in here soon. Could be in the next day, or in the next hour. And I will not allow this to happen again. I don't care how you get it, but you have to make it happen. Because if I lose another patient this way, I swear to the gods below, not even the golden rule will stop me from marching up to that Genetricum Fututo and scratching his eyes out. Well, come back if you get sick or injured. Day or night, I'll do what I can.
Salve, stranger, and welcome to our idyllic little slice of the Empire. I'm Decius. Terrible shame what happened to Yulia, but we just have to carry on, don't we? Certainly. All I ask is a reasonable price of 1,000 denarii. Oh, it's perfectly legal. Simply a question of supply and demand, I'm afraid. Take it or leave it. Hear what? You sure you're feeling all right? If you're hearing things, perhaps you should pay a visit to Lucretia's clinic. We don't want another Navier on our hands. She claimed the statues were whispering to her. Nobody else could hear it. Then she shut herself in the palace and we never heard from her again. But I digress. Do you want this silphium or not? Well, if you did that, you'd break the golden rule, and we'd share the same fate as the last lot who lived here. Is that what you want? Do you think I don't know a bluff when I see one? Nice try. Well, if you did that, you'd break the golden rule, and we'd share the same fate as the last lot who lived here. Is that what you want? Don't you dare.
The many shall suffer for the sins of the one.
After everything we did, was done upon resurrection, for death was done at failure.
Salve, friend. I'm Galerius. Mind telling me who you are and what you were doing in the Shrine of Proserpina? I don't think so. I've never seen you before in my life. Oh, Bacchus, how much did I drink last night? Sorry to have bothered you. Oh, and since you seem to be in a hurry, you should try out this device I made. Worked real hard on it. Just attach the pulley to the rope over the lake and hang on to the handles. If it works, it'll be faster than walking. And if it doesn't work, worst thing that can happen is you'll take a swim in the lake. I haven't quite summoned the courage to test it myself. But don't worry, it's completely safe. Probably. All right, see you around.
Oh!
What are you doing in here? Can't you see this woman is dying? She's been poisoned. She needs the resin of a plant called Silphium, but that Culus cumulatus decius won't give it to me. What? Quick, give it here. Yulia, you need to swallow this. Here, let me help you. Hopefully, in a moment, she should be able to breathe normally. That was extraordinary. How did you know she needed this exact thing, and at this exact moment? Are you some kind of oracle? But how could you know she needed this exact medicine? And how did you even get it? I guess it doesn't matter. You just saved a person's life, and you should be proud of yourself. She might even be able to thank you herself in a few moments. And maybe she can tell us who poisoned her and who she meant when she was muttering about that snake's cruel black eyes. In the meantime, I'm happy to help you with whatever it is you need. Oh no, sorry, I don't mean to worry you, but no, that is definitely not normal. There was one other person who claimed she could hear the statues talking to her. But that was Nevia, and she went a little mad. Anything about what? A city without sin might sound good on paper, but whoever dreamt it up didn't think it through. Maybe it was an attempt to create some kind of utopia. But snakes like Decius will always find loopholes to exploit. And what can we do about it? Absolutely nothing. In some ways, we are worse off because we can't take the law into our own hands. That's a shame. Thanks again for saving Yulia's life. Apollo smiles upon you.
Oh, it's you. Sorry, I'm still a bit out of it. But thanks for trying to help me, I suppose. Was there something you wanted? Lucretia says I'm supposed to rest. As much as I'm grateful that you tried to help me, it's just not safe for me to talk about it. Please, no more questions. The Golden Rule. That's the least of my worries. The gods may be cruel, but Malleolus and Claudia are far crueler. Please, just leave me alone. I don't want to talk about it. Persistent as Nemesis, aren't you? I can tell you, but it's a long saga. Look, if you don't have time to listen to me, don't let me keep you. All right. I'd been here about a week when it dawned on me I'd be trapped here for the rest of my life. I could hardly breathe, and I knew I had to get out somehow. So when my new friend Aurelia offered me a secret way out, I would have done anything. And then I learned her asking price. 1,000 denarii. She was supposed to be my friend. I told her it would take me years to save up that much. So she suggested I take out a loan from Malleolus. And I did. I had to sign an agreement, saying I'd work off the debt over 30 years. But I figured I'd be out of here so soon it wouldn't matter. I paid Aurelia, and she gave me her so-called way out. Do you want to know what it was? Hemlock. It's a deadly poison made from a plant. Drink this, she said, and you'll be out of here in no time. Of course, I demanded my money back, but she refused. She pointed to a sign on her tavern saying, "Let the buyer beware." Then she just looked at me with those cruel black eyes, and she laughed. She immediately told Malleolus I'd tried to escape without paying him back. Only, he didn't seem upset or surprised at all. In fact, he just thanked her. And that's when I realized the two of them had planned the whole thing from the beginning. That's what I said to the magistrate. I went to Sentius and begged for help, but he said the law was clear. I'd signed over my labor for 30 years and there was nothing he could do. I thought about resisting too. But Malleolus said if I didn't submit, I'd break the Golden Rule. And I couldn't be responsible for all those deaths, so He locked me in his villa, confiscated everything I owned as collateral, and made me wear immodest, humiliating outfits while I worked day in, day out. His wife, Claudia, was just as bad. She set me to work on an endless stream of futile, demeaning tasks. I'd be on my hands and knees, scrubbing the floor clean for hours, only for her to pour slop on it and hiss, "You missed a spot." Those two took everything from me. But they forgot to confiscate one thing. My hemlock. I just wanted it to be over. But it seems I messed that up too. Should have drunk all of it. I brought it on myself. I trusted one of the most callous human beings I've ever met, and tried to swindle the other. I don't know how I could have been so stupid. When I've recovered, I expect their thug Domitius will come for me. He'll escort me back to their villa, and I'll be right back where I started. Only this time, I won't be able to lull myself to sleep at night with the thought of a permanent solution. Honestly, it would have been better if the poison had been allowed to run its course. I doubt it. It seems this is the fate the gods have chosen for me, for trying to escape. At least until someone breaks the golden rule. Maybe it wouldn't be so bad. A lot. But it doesn't matter. I made a suicide pact with Ulpius last night. He's in exactly the same position as I am. Malleolus and Aurelius set the same trap for him a month after they did it to me. He and I are in this together. He's probably already thrown himself from the bluff into Malleolus's villa by now. If so, I'd never be able to live with myself, knowing I broke my promise to him. I doubt you could make it up to the bluff in time. I don't know who you are, or why you seem so determined to help me, but thank you.
Are they?
Fresh meat, huh? Malleolus isn't receiving visitors at the moment, it being election day. I think it's gone on long enough, and Malleolus is going to put an end to it once he's elected. We've already lined up the votes he needs to win. Just stay out of our way, and we won't have a problem. Whatever. Just remember, I'll be watching.
Keep an eye out for Sentinel, would you?
We're finally alone. I assume you already know who I am. May I know your name? We have? Wait, if I understand correctly, someone is about to break the Golden Rule, forcing me to create a portal in time to bring you here? I must have entrusted you with figuring out who the culprit is. Only, I assume we failed, and you had to start over. Is that about right? If so, what happened? Ah, I see. Look, it's unfortunate, but all that matters now is that you make use of what you've learned and gathered and do better next time. Now, I assume you've sought me out again for a reason. Ask then. All I can tell you is that it's a ritual sacrifice to Proserpina. I stumbled across instructions. I have to recite a prayer, and of course, as with all rituals, some sacrifice is involved. Usually that means wine or food, or in some cases a live animal. In this case, the sacrifice is rather more costly. The life of the person performing the ritual. I don't suppose you saw any sign of me in the future? Ah, I assume that was me. If I'm forced to perform the ritual, it's going to cost me everything. You'll try to make sure I don't need to use it, won't you? Well, I suppose that's all I can ask for. Good. Now, was there something else you wanted to discuss? I've had plenty of time to think about it. Let me see if I can sum up my thoughts. I've always considered my guiding star to be the well-being of the Roman people. Our survival and prosperity give the god the real... I trust that answers your question. Thank you. I'll be waiting here.
Are they?
Salve, friend. I'm Octavia.
Welcome to life under the Golden Rule. It's a ghastly thing, is it not? How are you faring so far? Ah, another stoic, perhaps. We all need something to help us through times like these. We've all been where you are now. I remember when I first arrived. I used to lay awake at night, contemplating the... I still don't have any of the... I'd like it on the up, and that's... You don't think that's... an innocent... If that's true... All right, well...
I can't believe this is how it ends.
Oh no. No. No, 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 no. Ulpius, what are you doing? Get back from there. If you lose your balance, you'll fall.
That's the idea.
What? Why? Why would you want that?
Why do you think I'm stuck for the rest of my life working for a man who treats me like an animal?
I know things are hard for you right now. They're hard for all of us. We're all in this together, Ulpius. Please just think this through. If you do this, it could be the sin that seals all of our fates. Is that what you want?
I'm sorry, but I just don't care anymore.
Please, Ulpius. Help him. If he goes through with it, it could be the end for us all. I don't know what to do. I've never had to deal with this sort of thing. Please, you need to talk to him. Thank you. And please, choose your words carefully.
Let me guess. You're going to lecture me on how suicide is a crime against the Empire. I screwed up my life. That's what's wrong. I borrowed money, and when I couldn't pay it back, I wound up in debt bondage. I'll be stuck slaving away for that Culus Cumulatis Malleolus for the rest of my life. I'm out. Wherever you are, Scintilla, my love, I'm sorry.
Ulpius, no! I can't believe he went through with it. Oh Lord. That poor lamb. I'll have to let everyone know what happened. And I guess Malleolus will have to clean up the mess in his villa. It's of his own making, after all. And I'd best pray for poor Ulpius.
Thank you. Thank you. I am delighted and deeply honored to have been elected your magistrate. Yes. Yes. Thank you. I am delighted and deeply honored to be elected your magistrate. And now...
Did you just leap into my villa from the balcony 100 feet above? That was either extremely reckless or impressively clever. Well, why have you risked life and limb to see me? You mean the children's fable? Well, nonsense. Surely you're not one of those people who believes everything... What? Oh, I... True, but that is simply because you are mistaken. I'm Malleolus. I'm glad you... These... By declaring there's no... I trust you could... Through the door this time? There's a key just beside...
Thank you. I am delighted and deeply honored to have been elected your magistrate. Magistrate. Yes, yes, yes. Thank you, thank you. I'm delighted and deeply honored.
Citizen? Ah, you've returned. Do you have any news about your investigation? Of course. What is it? Are you sure you've spent enough time It looks like you'll have to continue. Thank you.
Cerberus lifts his triple head and lets out his threefold braying.
Livia, would you stop muttering like Medea over a cauldron? You'll scare away my customers.
They follow their trades, imitating their previous lives, but they are ignorant.
This again. You're in a world of your own, aren't you?
Just as the ocean but it does. The bloodless. They never do. The bloodless shadow. Some the help. Help me. It is better for you. The newly arrived are.
I love your clothes. You're here. I'm so glad. And I hope I'm not being too forward. There's a light in your eyes I've never... Coming on a bit strong, don't you think? I take back what I said. Suddenly, I don't find you so intriguing anymore. Let's just forget that ever happened, so we can at least do business. So, what brings you to my tavern? I just try not to think about it. Drink. Certainly. Have you met Livia? She used to do my hair, until one day now she just I hear that if Malleolus is elected, he's gonna throw a small festival to sell. There used to be a midwife here, Naevia, but this place drove her mad as a mean. Fortunately for us, she locked herself in the palace. Scintilla, the magistrate's youngest daughter, went missing a few. How can we trust him to govern us? I heard Dacius has been offering a lot of money for a bow. Of course, Sentius banned all weapons in the city. Have you seen the way Rufius walks around staring at all? But then, why does he have a collection? I hear Galerius has a thing for Equitia, but of course she's a Vestal priestess. If she sleeps with him, the magistrate will have to bury her alive. Why do silly boys? I hear there are blasphemous cultists walking among some. I've already told you everything let it go. You know, normally I'd expect you to buy me a drink before asking if I want to get out of here. Straight to business, huh? As a matter of... I'm happy to tell you all about it. So, how... Ha! It's hardly my fault if people misunderstand the terms of a deal. I mean, it does say... All right.
Greetings and salutations. Greetings. I'm Georgius, and I'm leather. I have and. Then you are an explorer like me. We will have. Have you Wendy instead? In so yes, we know. If we avoid the voice button for all their. I hope that.
The many shall suffer for the sins of the one.
Salve, friend. Oh, sounds serious. I'm listening. Yulia? Oh no. All right, I can do that. I'll go, but once I'm done, I'll need you to... Don't you just love
Name's
springtime?
Better watch your step. I'll tell you this much. I hate the fact.
I'm supposed to give you the Sylphium resin for Yulia.
I mean, all these people see. I
I think she's going to be all right. Galerius, you're aware.
Of course I am.
How did you know?
I was just doing what the
Whatever.
told me.
I don't understand. How did... Never mind. Thank you so much for acting as quickly as you did. Another minute.
All right.
I can't believe this is how it ends.
Oh no. No. No, 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 no. Ulpius, what are you doing?
That's the...
What?
Why do you...
I know. Please.
I'm sorry.
Please, help him. Thank...
You know about that? How is that possible? I mean, I've never mentioned it to anyone. Well, if you say so. You don't understand. It's too late for that. Yulia and I made a... If I backed out... Oh, really? But we're still in debt bondage to that. No. I'm out. Wherever you are. Scintilla, my love. I'm sorry.
Ulpius, no! That was not your fault. I'll have to let everyone... And I'd best...
Thank you. Thank you. I am delighted and deeply honored to have been elected to your magistrate. Yes, thank you. I'm delighted and deeply honored. Thank you. And now... and now, I make this solemn promise to you, good citizens, and now, I make this solemn promise to you, good citizens, under my leadership, you will finally enjoy the freedom you deserve. And yes, when you should walk up, eggshell, yes, you should walk on eggshells. There simply live and breathe because the tyrant seekers will want forbidden. My first man. I hereby announce when they are a day of celebration, I hereby announce a day of celebration in homage.
You're not supposed to be in here. Talk. What business could you possibly have with me? My marital affairs are no concern of yours. Thank you very much. I think a better question is, why am I being interrogated by a stranger who just barged into my villa? I have quite enough marriage trouble already, without having to explain to my husband why I am receiving strange men in private. I think it's about to be broken if you don't... My marital... Finally! This is outrageous.
The many shall suffer for the sins of the one.
No evil is honorable, but death is honorable. Therefore, death is not evil.
We must get to the shrine.
Huh? Yuli? I'll...
Oh! Greetings. I'm Georgius.
Don't you just love springtime?
My I hope...
Lucretia, no time to explain. I'm supposed to give you a Sylphian present for Yuli.
All right.
I can't believe this is how it ends.
Oh no. No. No, 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 no. Please.
I'm sorry.
Help.
If you're trying to make it easier for me to build... Let me guess. You... Well, you don't understand. It's too... If I backed out... Oh, but we're still in debt. Really? Dude? It seems today... Thank you, friend. Thank you. I'll go and... I just wish there was some way I could repay... I'll go and take care of things with Malleolus and tell Yulia the good news. Thanks again.
What you did was extraordinary, and... Please keep that to yourself. I know you're not from around. There was a terrible... Oh, thank you. Ah, that... I hope you're taking care of yourself.
Sorry, I'm still a bit... Was there something you want? Oh, a priestess, but I mean, I've seen... They've got... Really? All right.
Ah, a new face. I hear we have you... Some people say, which means, and I'm pretty sure... Good. The first... I'm glad. Look, I haven't done anything wrong, if that's what you're thinking. Somebody just has a problem with my preference for male company. Hey, nothing gets by you, huh? And when you grow up in the north, as I did, I saw so I hid who I was for... What was it? But that kind of fear eats it. Needless to say, my openness didn't go down well among the enlightened... Nice of you to say, but not. In any case, the Romans are far more accepting, or at least I thought that was the... It's not just graffiti. The strange thing is, I keep my personal affairs to myself. I've never really been interested in any of the men here. Not my type. So I'm not... If I had to guess, Strange bunch. They insist there's only one god. If there are... All I know... What? I'm glad someone who lives... Oh, but if you find them, please don't... Come back and let me know what you...
How'd you do? Salve, stranger. And I don't, I'm afraid. But I did overhear Fabia telling Georgius she saw something. She was headed to the baths not long ago. Very well.
How
help! You have to do something! A man arrived in the baths. Real nasty. You have to do something. Are you serious? This isn't... Are you going to help? Thank you. I have... What? Ugh. The shrine is collapsing!
Fabia, no! Oh gods, she's dead! Did anyone see that? The whole shrine just collapsed on her! Oh Fabia, why did you have to go in there? Poor sweet girl! I can't believe the gods are cruel and unjust.
Stop right there. I'm looking for Tiberius Quinctius Crispus, otherwise known as Quinctius. Do you know where he is? I'm not sure I believe that, so allow... I am here with orders from Emperor Nero himself to... So, if you tell me the truth, I will allow you to live. Is that understood? Thank you. Now tell me, who are you people, and what is this place? Oh, how very welcoming of you. You want me to let my guard... I was told... Oh, don't play coy with me. I'd always sneak. The Emperor may have tolerated... You say that, but if you're not a cult... So you admit you're not allowed to leave. Threatening me is not going to help. That sounds an awful... And I saw the inscription saying, the many shall suffer for the sins of the... You've... Now tell me, where did you lot get enough... You lot are practicing human sacrifice to... Yes, yes, because it's all clear. What baffled... However, you... Do you have any last words? And there's a simple explanation. But if you want to know the truth before you die, here it is. Once I'm done with you and Quintius, I intend to kill and I can think of...
The many shall suffer for the sins of the one.
my virtue.
You have to do something, or he's going to break the golden rule. None of us do. The magistrate made us throw them all in. You'll just have to Thank you. I have to hide. Find me in... Hear what? What? We don't have time... Ugh. The shrine is collapsing!
I'm not sure I believe that. So, I am here with orders from Emperor Nero. So, is that understood? You are not off to a good start. When I ask you a question, I expect an answer. I would choose my name. Do you have any last words? You'd squander your last... Now it's my turn. Once I'm done, and I can...
The many shall suffer for the sins of the one.
Protect these people, please.
Oh. Yulia. I'll go...
Keep an eye out for Scintilla, would you?
We have... Is that about... Seem... Of course. What is it? Yeah. What? Then what are you doing here talking to me? Why aren't you... As magistrate, I hereby declare him an enemy of Rome and authorize his execution by your hand. Any way you can. Despite my weapons ban, it's been my experience one can always find a weapon. I don't believe so, no. It's not a crime to carry out the lawful order of a magistrate.
Fear is proof of a degenerate mind.
help! You have to do something! You... Thank you. I have to... What?
All right,
Stop. Thank you. For your service to the Empire, I'll let you live.
Curse you, cultist!
You there! I'm sorry to trouble you, but I couldn't help but notice that fine bow you're carrying. No idea how you managed to get your hands on it, especially in the light of our dear old magistrate's back. And before you ask, no, I wouldn't dream of trying to buy. But I would like to propose a... Tell me, do you have any idea how people here end up as golden statues? And here I was thinking I was the only one to figure it out. In any... Supposedly, 1 or 2 of those arrows is enough to turn a full-grown man into gold. Now, of course, that is a travesty. A terrible, horrible. I can't help but think of a tale told by that Greek with the ability to transmute organic matter into... Use your imagination. Golden animals, insects, and even if we were to split all that... Excellent. So the first question is, how do we get our head... Now, I have a plan, but first, tell me, are you... No problem. Diana is our goddess of the hunt. The one thing, and it just... And would you like to guess what she's holding? Precisely. I can't tell you how many... Oh, gods, no. If you... No. Here's what I propose. You give your bow to me. I cover it in a thin layer. Then you enter the shrine, extinguish the braziers, and under cover of darkness, swap out the fake for the original. It's not theft, but make no mistake, this is a dangerous... But in my experience, all... Now... So, are you in, partner? Wonderful. Now, this is a... And here we are. Now, I've gone and unlocked the Shrine of Diana for you, so it's just at the end of the street on the left. Is that you, partner? Do you have the bow? Wonderful. Just go ahead and slide it under the door for me and I'll unlock it for you. A little bit slow, aren't you? Yes, I locked you in, and until you give me my bow, you're going to stay in there, like Tantalus... No, technically, I never said that. It's hardly my fault if you... Oh, I do... Not a very effective threat, is it? Your second problem is the golden rule. The bow... I would reconsider my... But you're stuck in there. You know, some say it takes 27... Let's find out.
My beloved Galatea, I write this so that one day, when we're finally together, you will understand what I've done and why I had to do it. The others will call me mad or a monster, but I don't care what they think. Everything I'm doing here, I'm doing for you. I'll start at the beginning. Soon after my arrival here, as I walked down a corridor lined with golden statues, I thought I heard a whisper behind me. A rasp of air, as if vocal cords of metal strained to say a word or two. I tried to dismiss the idea, tried to concentrate on my work as the city's medic, but that tortured whisper haunted me. Weeks later, in the hallway to the bathhouse, I heard it again and found myself drawn to the statue of a Roman woman wearing a stole. Her face was contorted with anguish and fear, and disturbingly, it was as if she was looking right at me. As I walked past her, I heard that strained whisper again, and turning back, I discovered that even though I had moved, she was still looking right into my soul. That was when it dawned on me. This was no statue. This was a woman trapped within that golden prison. Naturally, I told the others, but when I could not reproduce the results of my experiment, they would not believe me. But from that moment on, I knew the full horror of this place. Immobilized within these statues are living human beings. It was that day, my love, that my heart broke. You're not supposed to be here.
Kill us. I just want to kill me. Thank you.
My beloved Galatea, after I learned the terrible truth about the golden statues, I wandered the city as if in a nightmare. What must life be like for these poor souls, entombed in gold, but kept alive somehow? Trapped in their own personal Tartarus, consigned to eternal torment, too horrific for any sane mind to comprehend. I tried to offer them what small mercies I could, I began to talk to them, to keep them company. I'd imagine backstories for them, give them names, and tell them of the world, of the histories and stories I'd learned as a child. As the others became more concerned by my charity, I sought solitude from them, preferring the company of my tormented charges. Discovering the way into the abandoned palace, I began to spend my days walking its halls and sharing with its occupants ancient tales, my mind turning to those of Apollo and Daphne, Perseus and Medusa, and Pygmalion and Galatea. Pygmalion, the sculptor who fell in love with a beautiful statue, and who, praying to Aphrodite for aid, discovered that his beloved Galatea had come to life. It was then that I heard you whisper to me, Galatea. Forgive me. I know that is not your real name, just one I have borrowed from a story. But when I turned to look at you, I saw the most exquisitely beautiful woman I have ever known. Your face, forever frozen in a look of haunting sadness. Our meeting gave me new purpose, to free you from your golden prison, so that I might one day hear you speak, not just whisper your true name to me. So I gathered tools for the long and difficult task ahead, barred the doors to this place, and set to work. My beloved Galatea, after I learned the terrible truth about the golden statues, I wandered the city as if in a nightmare. What must life be like for these poor souls, entombed in gold, but kept alive somehow? Trapped in their own personal Tartarus, consigned to eternal torment, too horrific for any sane mind to comprehend. I tried to offer them what small niceties I could. I began to talk to them, to keep them of the histories and stories I'd learned as a child. As the others became more concerned with my charity, I sought solitude from them, preferring the company of my tormented charges. Discovering a way into the abandoned palace, I began to spend my days walking its halls and sharing with its occupants ancient tales. My mind turning to those of Apollo and Daphne, Perseus and Medusa, and Pygmalion and Galatea. Pygmalion, the sculptor who fell in love with a beautiful statue, and who, praying to Aphrodite for aid, discovered that his beloved Galatea had come to life. It was then that I heard you whisper to me, Galatea. Forgive me. I know that is not your real name, just one I have borrowed from a story. But when I turned to look at you, I saw the most exquisitely beautiful woman I have ever known. Your face, forever frozen in a look of haunting. Our meeting gave me a new purpose, to free you from your golden prison, so that I might one day hear you speak, not just whisper, your true name to me. So I gathered tools for the long and difficult task ahead, barred the doors to this place, and set to work. My beloved Galatea, my attempts at freeing these souls from their golden prisons have not been going to plan. My first charge was a Greek woman who I called Iodame after the Athenian turned to stone by Medusa. Drilling through the gold that encased her, I was vindicated by the discovery that beneath half an inch of gold, which is so rigid it must be some kind of alloy, was living flesh. Unfortunately, this golden alloy seems to have fused with her skin, so removing it exposed the sinew and muscle beneath, and appeared to cause her great pain. At first, I braced myself, expecting that inflicting such pain would break the golden rule, and yet, somehow, it did not. It seems whichever god is responsible for imprisoning these poor souls does not care about their suffering at all. Working late into the night, attempting to remove the golden layer, giving as rapidly as I could. Eventually, I was able to free most of her body, but when I released her from her restraints, her first act was to lunge for my throat, clawing at me with all her strength and those sharp metal talons. This was my thanks for trying to save her. Whatever possessed Iodame to attack, she was clearly not a suitable subject for my experiment, and I was forced to lock her inside an isolated wing of the palace and bar the door. As I continued working on others, I could hear her flailing and launching herself at the other side endlessly. Regrettably, my other experiments bore similar results, and after relocating 3 times, most of the palace is now too dangerous to work in. Still, as much as my heart aches to know that you're suffering, I cannot risk attempting to ungild you yet. Not until I have perfected a method that will bring you back to me, whole in both mind and body, and ensuring your humanity is preserved. I promise you this. One day we will be together, even if I have to free every last statue in this god's forsaken place. And you must be the wretched snake who broke into my palace and disturbed my experiments. And worst of all, look at what you made me do to her. This never would have happened if you just stayed away. You're going to pay for that. You think you can bring me down with your little wooden arrows before I jam this blade into your throat? What? How? That's
The many shall suffer for the sins of the one.
And you look at your And you think I care about that? Liar! I locked and barred the gate. I left a message warning you all to leave me alone. I just wanted to do my... And now look at her. You made me turn the most beautiful woman I've ever... All I wanted was to spend my last moments with her. But as soon as I began my work, she stopped whispering to me. And now I discover she started whispering to you instead. What's so special about you? What do you mean, the same voice? Yes. I remember when they used to whisper to me. They did sound similar. I just thought it was because all voices sound the same when they whisper. But now that I think about it, they were all benevolent and seemed to share a common knowledge. But if these bodies are mere conduits for that one voice, then this body is nobody. And everything I've done here was... Wait, I see what you're doing. You're trying to steal her away from me. Were you planning to wait until I'd done all the hard work, then swoop in? Is that it? Liar! You tried to steal her away. Give me one... What? Wait. So I did all this. What have I done? It's the air. But the only way to fix it. At least that way she'd be golden again. It's too late. There's nothing you can do. What? Really? I imagine it would... But if you're lying to me... You did it. You took away her pain. I don't know what to say. Thank you, thank you. I swear I will never harm her again. I'll stay here to keep her company. But these His poor soul. I fear the only one capable of releasing them properly is whichever god doomed them in the first place. In any case, here's the key I promised you. It opens a... Now, please leave. The door... Go.
Sorry, was there some... All right.
We've all... I used to lay awake. I still don't... All right, well,
I can't believe this is how it ends.
Oh, no. No. No, 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 no. Wolf-Pierce, what are you doing?
That's...
What?
Why do you...
I know, please... Please, help him. Thank you.
You... Well, you don't understand. It's too... If I backed out now... Oh, but we're still... Really? You'd... It seems to... Thank you, friend. Thank you. I just wish that... I'll go and take care of... You don't need to say anything. Just rest up, get your strength back, and we'll celebrate properly when you're ready.
I will. Thank you, Ulpius. I will.
Shalom. Well, neither of us have a couple of hours to stand around talking. Obliging, of course. Thanks. Scintilla and I were in love. All right. One night a few months ago, when I was cleaning Mally, I wasn't allowed out. So once everyone else was asleep, and that's when I saw her. I just sat there on the roof, listening to her with my chin on my knees. And then she looked up and saw me and... she smiled. And from the moment she asked my name with this... And so for weeks on end, each night we'd hold hands and talk about... And then one morning I woke up and all I could do was keep my head down and try to hide how beside myself I was. All I know is she loved me. She'd never have taken her own life. I can't prove it, but I just know she's in my head, crying out to me. Somebody abducted her. My guess? I have no idea where he'd be keeping her. I've never seen the inside of it, but I have a feeling. Really? I feel like I've looked everywhere. At least, first, the palace. If Navia managed to get in, then I suppose Scintilla could have too. Oh, the only other place she could be... I remember hearing that Dooley had been... All right, friend.
Whatever's in that great temple up there on the bluff. Hello there, partner. I'm glad you're here. I think there might have been some... You see, my plan was to give you a little fright. You know, like two friends joking around at this... But when I opened it... Partner, there's no... Yeah, well... Don't even talk.
The many shall suffer for the sins of the one.
Oh. Yulia? Oh no. All right, let me see. I'll go.
Name's Rufius. Better watch your... What the...
A new face. Oh. I'm quite sure it's the... We are... But I find... Would you... One day, until they begin. And says... And the... They... You... So... Mean... So... But I... I'm pleased to hear it. See you again. Isn't the great temple majestic? That's quite an impressive bow you have there. Just like DeaathGunz.
Hey, you're not thinking about going into the cistern, are you? Nobody's told you about Hannibal? Ugh. So, there was this guy called Hannibal, right? Funny accent. One day, a few weeks back, he comes out and tells me, said he could hear spirits wailing. Anyway, a few days later, so I go down after him, and hunched over him was something that made my blood a creature. If it was a man, maybe. More like... what any sane person would have done. Well, it's...
You? Who are you? Did he send you? Thank you, know you're here. You have. I'm Scintilla. I found a way out through the Gate of Horn, but it's locked. So I told him he wants to keep us all here forever, or until we're turned to gold. He's a monster. Sentius, my adoptive father. I don't know. He said the gods are on his side because they don't want us to escape. Behind me. The only problem... I'm going to take that key from a rat. There won't be enough time. Just you. Oh, thank you. Now follow... Wait. Did you hear that? He's here. He must be coming in through the door behind me. You distract him. Stay right here and keep him talking while I look for something I can use.
What did you do with Scintilla? Where is she? So that is how it's going to be. Oh well, it's a shame, really. You'd have been looping through time forever until you gave up and killed yourself. Just like that soft-hearted pleb, Al. Come now. Surely you didn't think you were the only one here who remembered everything. You see, my connection to the portal somehow preserves my memories from one loop to the next. Whether that was Proserpina's intention or a happy accident, I'll never know. But I'm surprised you hadn't noticed. Here I was thinking you're a little bit sharper than Al was. Or perhaps you're just more willing to break the rules. He was a moralistic fellow, never once compromised on his principles. And because of that fatal flaw, he relived this day many thousands of times before we finally had this conversation. I watched him come through the portility of it all. As you're about to, it broke him. He drank a jug of wine, tied a noose around his neck, and took his own life, just before he was shot with a golden arrow. The next time I awoke, you showed up, but you've caught up to where he was so quickly. I'd have preferred if you'd given me more time to enjoy the trappings of my seized every day, nonetheless. In any case, there's no escape for you except the path that Al took, the path he wrote about on his tablet. What was it? Ah, yes. Better to end it all now than find out what awaits you beyond that portal. So, you discovered my secret. So what? What are you going to do about it? Of course. There's no way you could have succeeded. Every soul who has ever found themselves here has broken the golden rule eventually. It is inevitable. Man will always sin sooner or later. Any idiot could tell you this. But where others might see tragedy, I saw opportunity. As I told you the first time we met, I found a way to cheat death. By reliving the same day over and over again forever. And I will continue living long after your dust. Why? Isn't it obvious? Because I have grown attached to all this. My title, my beautiful villa, the sun on my face, the music of birds chirping. And as long as this day keeps repeating itself, I get to enjoy it all, over and over again. For eternity. Don't you see? I have found a way to prolong my life indefinitely. To cheat death. I have become, in effect, as immortal as the gods. Can you honestly say you would not wish the same for yourself? Do you really think you can take on a Decurion with that flimsy little bow? Who? Scintilla? Where is she?
I'm right here, Father.
The many shall suffer for the sins of the one.
We have to go. Hey, what's happening to you? That light, it's so bright.
Hi there. Gave me a bit of a fright. Thought I was in here alone. I'm Al. Well, here I am. I'm sorry, I didn't catch your name. Funny you should ask. I was just reading an old tablet I found here. Well, trying. My Latin is kinda rusty, but the last entry mentioned someone with the same name. It described an event about 2,000 years ago. Someone with your name appeared in the city out of the shrine of Proserpina. Freed an imprisoned woman named Scintilla, who then murdered her captor, breaking some kind of ancient law. It said the attack caused golden statues to come alive, hunting down everyone in the city and turning them into gold. Apparently, the only person to survive was Scintilla, while the stranger disappeared in a flash of light. What? You're saying you were here 2,000 years ago? I'm not sure I understand. I'm sorry, come again? Let me see that. God, why does this writing look so familiar? I've spent a lifetime in this place going around and around in circles. This is disturbing, but I don't understand how I could have written it. I'm not following. So you're saying, because a man from 2,000 years ago is dead, he never created a time portal, so I never went through it, and that's why I don't remember any of this. I guess you saved my life then, as well as helping that poor woman to escape. That's a lot to take in. Maybe we can escape through the same aqueduct Scintilla used, if we can find it. I'm gonna pause here for a moment and make sure nobody else has ever lured into this temple. You go on ahead. I'll be there soon.
You're back! But you're alone. Does that mean you didn't find Al? Oh, what a relief. Thank you so much. I was beginning to think you'd both become trapped in there. Why don't you tell me what you discovered while we wait? Really? Sounds amazing. And did you... Oh, look! Here he comes. Al! It's so good to see you. You were gone so long I thought I'd never see you again.
Kinda lost track of time in there. You wouldn't believe what we found. The ruins of a long-forgotten city. And there was a tablet describing an event 2,000 years ago. Supposedly, the city was destroyed when a woman murdered a tyrant with the help of... well, my new friend here. I know how crazy that sounds.
Maybe not that crazy. That woman. I don't suppose her name was... Scintilla?
How could you... What?
She left a tablet of her own. I stumbled across it while I was waiting here. I think she meant for you to read it. Here, take a look.
I don't know what became of you, or if you'll ever read this, but I want you to know that I will never forget you, or what you did for me. It pains me that so many dear friends were not so fortunate. Ulpius, Cynthia, Lucretia, Horatius, Galerius, poor Dooley, and the others. But please understand, their blood is on my hands, not yours. I will live with the consequences of my actions, and all I can do is move forward, trying to show others the same compassion you showed me. I promise you that saving my life will not be for nothing. Scintilla.
Sounds like you meant a lot to her. I'd love to hear your story, but first, you two look exhausted. Why don't you hop in my boat and rest while I ferry you back to civilization?
Sounds good to me.
And you? Are you ready to go home?
You! Who are you? I'm... Behind me. There's an aqueduct. The only problem is... There's no time! What? I hate you.
Thank you. Thank you. I am deeply honored to have been elected your magistrate.
We're finally alone. I must... Is that about... Seems rather... Me? You know, you remind... I'll work. Come now. You see, my connection to the... But he was a mob, and because I was... And when he fight... The next... I mean, you've... 6 times... Mo. And yet every... Because there's no escape. Except the... So, you discovered... I couldn't care... And why would I agree? You might want to think that through. If anyone... The only way you're getting this key is open. And if I die, I won't be able to open the port. You see, it was my actions that brought you to this point in time. So if you kill me, you'll stop me from doing so. And you being here will be an impossibility. That means if I die, you'll be flung back to your original time, having caused the deaths of everyone here, and you'll never be able to undo it. Is that what you want? You and your pathetic... Understand? I certainly hope not. In fact, I want it to go on and on forever, until you... What are you going to do? Beg the... Now, get out of my
All weapons are to be tossed into the chasm. Magistrate's orders.
Isn't the great temple majestic? Are they again? Well, I suppose we'd first... This might sound like a strange... I apologize. Have you spoken with any of the... I really think you should. Go around. Good. I just don't want to see what happened to Livia happen to you, too. Up until a few weeks ago, she was a perfectly productive... She was always so chatty. And then, But she... Look, it could be... But there is a small chance that she learned something, saw a pattern nobody... I just... Come back to me once...
Can't talk long. Got to stay sharp, but family's from Solution. Same way as everyone. Because we're all in grave danger. Magistrate made me toss it in the chasm. Some of you be... If we... What else?
What is it, citizen? He's one of the better commanders I've ever had. Treat you and him, can't ask for much. I'm a legionary. I'm from Liguria, up north originally. Not anymore. My command, that's when the crowd... Then some gin blacked out and woke up near here. No idea how I ended up floating so... That said. Alright?
Keeping an eye on things, Horatius?
As always, priestess.
Any news about Scintilla, Navia, or Kabash?
No sign of any of them, I'm afraid. But we do have a newcomer. Strangely dressed fella. Funny accent, too.
A traveler from a faraway land, then?
Seems that way.
Then let's make sure he feels welcome, shall we?
Of course, Priestess.
Ave again. Did you find what you need? And did you notice anything? A pattern? Oh, keep asking people. Livia. Come.
Just as the ocean accepts, but it does not. You think you wish to know, but it is better for you if there is the bloodless shadow, some the house. You think it is better. The newly arrived are. Cerberus lifts his triple head and lets out his threefold braying.
Livia, would you stop muttering like the deer over a cauldron? You'll scare away my customers.
They follow their trades, imitating their previous lives, but they are ignorant.
Handsome. Ah, you're here. I'm so glad you decided to visit. I'm Aurelia, and I hope I'm not being too forward, but the moment I laid eyes on you, I was intrigued. There's a light in your eyes I've never seen before, a certain learning and sophistication. What was that? Some kind of joke? If it was, it wasn't funny. I take back what I said. Suddenly, I don't find you so intriguing anymore. Let's just forget that ever happened, so we can at least do business. So, What brings you to my tavern? Ugh, let it go. Nothing's going to happen between us. Ugh, let it go. Nothing's going to happen between us. You know, normally I'd expect you to buy me a drink before asking if I want to get out of here. I guess that went right over your head. Never mind. As a matter of fact, I do know a way out. I'm happy to tell you all about it, but this is valuable information we're talking about, and I don't just give it out like some cheap oracle. So, how badly do you want it? Is it worth, say, 1,000 denarii to you? Well, I can't tell you too much, or you'd figure it out for yourself. But I promise you, you'll never have to spend another hour in this city ever again. Simple. It's a one-way trip, and I'm not ready to go just yet. I like my life here. One day, maybe, but not now. I think of it this way. I have something of value, and I'm willing to share it for a price. That's not unethical. That's just good business. Now, do you want it or not? Ha! It's hardly my fault if people misunderstand the terms of a deal. I mean, it does say, "Let the buyer beware," right outside my tavern. Ugh, let it go. All right.
You, Sisyphus, attack or pursue the stone that always returns.
Hello? Hello? My name's Dooley. I live here now because I got in trouble and they said they had to lock me up. I don't know. I don't remember things so good. I think it's just because I was looking for treasure. Yes, but I wasn't.
Don't you
I
just
was
love
just looking.
springtime?
They said I did it more than once, but I can't remember things so good. Then they called me mean names. They called me a liar, Billy. Yes. They said I have to live here now, and gave me this letter. But I'm not good with words. Do you think you could read it for me? What does it say? My treasure. My friend Hannibal used to look after me. He said he always would. But then, he died. It was very sad. He said, if anything ever happened to him, I had to find something very precious hidden away. He gave me this key and made me promise to keep it safe until I found the treasure. But I couldn't find it. All I remember is he said something about the cisterns. But when I went up to the high one, they put me in here. Now nobody looks after me. Except my friend Galerius. And Ek, the priestess lady. She's a nice lady. You're going to let me out of here? Really? Oh, please. I hate it here. It makes me very sad. You're mean. I don't like you.
Salve again, friend. How is it? You're a bit... Sisyphus. Yeah, that's the one. Old King Sisyphus. Sisyphus was a Greek king a long time ago. For daring to think he could outsmart the gods, he was given a terrible punishment. He was forced to push a great boulder up to the top of a hill. Only, just as it reached, forcing him to start up. Actually, now that I think about it, Tantalus was made to Oh, and Ixion. Anyway, I don't know which god you managed to upset to get yourself... So, up. Anytime, friend. Now, oh, and if our conversations ever start to annoy you, just tell me you're busy. I know when I'm not wanted. Salve, Dooley. How are you doing today?
I'm sad. Am I going to die?
I don't think so, my friend. It's election day today. Perhaps our new magistrate will be kinder than Sentius and let you out.
I hope so. Galerius, what happens when you die?
You're not going to die anytime soon, Dooley.
My mother told me, when you die, a ferryman helps you cross a river, and your spirit lives on in the underworld. Is that true?
Ah, a new face. So, I hear we have... Well, I'm an art help out with... But you... You mean the Great Temple? Given the way it's put... Unfortunately, you see, there's an and of course, so we're up unless... Gladly. And the... Hey, not so loud. I'm not saying it's... Oh, I'm... But... Or it could... Who... If... Oh... Of course. Nice to talk to you.
Ah, a fellow traveler from a faraway land.
shiny. Salve and welcome. Need something? Oh, there's not much to tell. I mostly just bake. I suppose it all started about 8 months ago. My pa had just arranged a husband for me. A fisherman's son. I was about to meet him for the first time when I came down with an awful fever. I spent the next week in bed. Pa paid priests to make offerings to Asclepius, a white rooster, then a goat. But nothing worked. In the end, they decided I'd do better outside the city. Clean air in the countryside would do me good, they said. But after about a day in a carriage on the Appian Way, I was getting worse, not better. I remember closing my eyes for a bit, and I guess I must have fell asleep, because when I opened them again, I was in a forest by a river. I suppose the driver took off with his fee and left me for dead. Can't say I blame him. I wouldn't have wanted to catch what I had either. Anyway, I went searching for help, stumbled across the trapdoor temple, and here I am. Oh, I try not to worry about that, and I'm sure he'd love. He'll be just across the forum. What? You've been here a few moments and you're good, my friend. Well, I'm just saying. All right.
Salve, welcome. That's good. If you're not on it, well, I still... Here in this... But long... Oh, much the same way as many. We were among the fortunate. A scuffle broke out, and I was pushed. I woke up. If you like. All right.
I can't believe this is how it ends.
Oh no. No. No, 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 no. Oh, P.S. What?
That's...
Please. Thank...
You know about that? How is... Well, you don't... It's too... If I back down... Oh, but we're still... Yulia and I are in debt bondage to... So... Exactly. Nobody does. I'm out. Wherever you are. Scintilla, my love. I'm sorry.
Oh, P.S. no! I can't believe he went through with it. Oh, Lord. That poor lamb. Well, I suppose it means suicide isn't a sin under the Golden Rule. I'll have to let and I'd best... I hope you're coping. Please, there was a terror... I'm afraid not. Although, I don't put a lot of stock in such rumours, but if that doesn't work, then... Oh, I see. Well, that... Oh, so...
Thank you. I am delighted and deeply honored to have...
Did you just leap into my villa from the balcony 100 feet above? That was either... well... My name is Marcus Malleolus Gurgis. You mean my heterochromia? I am guilty, and I'm hardly the only... I like to think it is... Well, unlikely, because... Are you in... Why would I with... You fool.
The many shall suffer for the sins of the one.
What? That's a big... but I doubt I'll...
Oh! Keep an eye out for Scintilla, would you?
How come you're allowed a weapon and I'm not? Hey, you're not thinking about going into... Whoa, it's...
did you know? He's here. You distract him. Stay right here and keep him talking while I look for something I can use.
What did you do with Scintilla? Where is she? So that is how it's going. So, you discovered my secret. So what? What are you going to do about it? Do you really think you can take on a Decurion with... Who? Scintilla? Where is she?
I'm right here, Father.
The many shall suffer for the sins of the one.
Come on! We have to go. The others should be right behind us. Hey! What's happening to you? That light, it's so bright.
Hi there. Gave me a bit of a fright. Thought I was in here alone. I'm Al. Well, here I am. Funny you should ask. I was just reading It described an event about two freed an imprisoned woman named Scintilla, it said the attack caused golden Apparently, Scintilla and a handful of other citizens managed to... God, why does... I've spent this... So you're... I get... Maybe... I'm gonna pause here for a moment. You go on ahead.
You're back! Oh, why don't you tell me... Real? Ow!
Kinda lost. There was a tablet describing an event 2,000 years ago. Supposedly, the city was destroyed when a woman murdered a tyrant with the help of my new friend here. I know how...
Maybe not that...
How could you...
She left it... I think she meant... Here.
I don't know what became of you, or if you'll ever read this, but Octavia, Lucretia, Horatius, Equitia and I will never forget you, or what you did for us. It pains us that so many of our dear friends were not so fortunate, including Ulpius and Galerius, who heroically tried to rescue Dooley, but never made it back. But there is no point dwelling on what might have been. All we can do is take this gift you've given us and try to show others the same compassion you showed us. We promise you that saving our lives was not for nothing. Scintilla et al.
Sounds like you meant a lot to her. I'd love to hear your story, but first, you two look exhausted.
Sounds good to me.
And you?
Don't be so foolish. If you kill me, we all die. And if I die, you see, that means... Now, get out.
The many shall suffer for the sins of the one.
Oh. Hi there. Gave me a bit of a fright. Thought I was... Well... Funny you should ask. I was just reading an old tablet I found. It described and murdered a local magistrate. It said that the voice of a furious god rang out, and the ground trembled, and apparently, as the citizens screamed and died in pain, the stranger just vanished in a flash of... God, why did I just... So you're saying... to let me die... I can't... Seems... A mistake? You murdered a man in cold blood, and now there's a city full of dead people. I guess all those old Latin pro peccata, the many shall suffer for the sins of the one.